Goddamn friggin' Windows update going and changing my inputs and shit. Damn it. I have to say all that stuff again. I'll skip to the important part. Haven't seen you in a minute, Nudist Nun. How you doing? Right, so I had picked up Planet Killer Weapon. I don't think that's gonna be any of these logs. Oh no, wait, there it is. The Scythe of Orion. There it is. You have the COVID, so you're not working today. Well, hopefully it's not hitting you too hard, because I know it can. But I hope you get better soon. According to this description, this uses something to do with the planet's spin and resonance to explode them. Sounds exciting. Requires authorization codes, possibly long lost, to become anything more than a complicated but completely inert piece of machinery. Ah, so I only have one piece of the puzzle. Assuming I want it to explode planets, that is. Right, so I've got enough fuel to get back to the colony pretty easily. I think I wanted to finish exploring this spot right over here. It's an incoming hegemony AI inspection that's gonna be showing up in a bit. You know, just a few planets. There'll still be plenty left once we're done. So that's increasing at the rate of 31 per month. Means I got about, what, a month and a half? 2 months maybe? Before having to worry about it. So I'm not done exploring this place, but I think it's because of that one planet, the colony, or for lack of a better term, is. Just explored these other 2 spots, and then... Okay, no, I already got that nebula. Could run over the grid. There's no giant stars there, however. Just supergiants over that way. I'm relaying at an active gate here. The one's up here first. What's that over there? Some debris. Now smack the Benjamin. I totally understand what you're getting at. And by that I mean I don't. Whole lot of nothing around here so far. Something detected over there. Oh. It's that thing. A coronal hypershunt. Not to be mispronounced. Class of megastructure once powered the unfathomable industrial might of the domain, putting the inhuman civilization well towards Kardashev Type 2 status. It is capable of extracting energy on an astronomical scale directly from the Link star. Losing control of an active coronal hypershunt without following proper shutdown procedure can prove disastrous. We now know where some of the endgame stuff is, and it is right here. How far away is my colony? 19 light years. I forget what the range is on these hypershunts, but I don't think it goes out that far. Civilized planet with some ruins. Plenty of resources. Got all my ships. So maybe I do go and attack the Dorito fleet. Or at least maybe give it a shot. Can't be that bad, right? Just... loot that mining station first, then do a quick save. There's stuff here. Your solvers fan out through the station, discovering makeshift barricades around the access tubes to the executive and security modules. There's interior combat damage caused by handheld weapons, many of which appear to have been adapted from mining tools. A strike turned deadly. The security forces employed riot suppression armaments at first and rapidly escalated to their cache of vac-safe weapons intended for boarding and infantry action within ship hulls or station modules. The miners appear to have responded by up-arming standard HAS suits, adding breastplates worked for mining drones. Adding breastplates worked for mining drones' blast panels, slotted visor cut from rolls of nuke-rated anti-spall sheeting, and much other imaginative makeshift panoply. My eyes are being weird today, having a hard time reading. Can't be good. Continuing on, with the tides turning against them once more, security forces fought a breakout action towards central life support. Successful, they choked off Atmo and water to those modules held by the strikers. This won the fight, if the heavily armored but nonetheless desiccated corpses floating through the corridors have anything to say about it. But the war was still lost. The station appears to have been abandoned as is. Too much of a scandal to reactivate, or perhaps merely a write-off. In other words, everyone loses. But the corporation loses the least. Ooh. Always wanted one of these. Cryo-arithmetic engine. Installed in Patrol HQ military base or high command. Requires hot or extreme heat. Quantum computer that violates the second law of thermodynamics by getting colder instead of hotter while performing computations. A massive planet-wide network of tendrils ending in heat sinks extrudes itself using the heat to fuel growth and continue computation. The hotter the planet's surface, the more effective the computation engine. The unrivaled processing capacity is a boon to logistical and strategic planning. Increases size of fleets launched by colony by 25% for hot worlds and by 100% for worlds with extreme heat. I think the one I've got the high command on is only a hot world, but 25% is more than zero. A whole lot more. Let me check. Just regular hot. Losing a bunch of shipments apparently. Give that a quick save. See if I can't win this fight over here. Your fleet approaches a coronal hypershunt. That's the description from just earlier. Current status inactive. As your fleet moves into a close holding orbit, an executive summary of the hypershunt's specifications is helpfully presented by your tripad's pseudo-AI assistant. The bridge sounds an alert as several previously undifferentiated shapes detach themselves from the superstructure and smoothly accelerate towards your fleet just as you finish reading. And for the reasons of safety, automated defense drones are no longer a standard feature. Your tactical officer waves for your attention. We're close enough to the mag field generated by the megastructure that the anticipated combat volume should be unaffected by the star's corona. Mostly. However, they examined their console. No, wait, I read that wrong. Volume should be unaffected by the star's corona mostly. However, then they examine their console and then the hostile star unknown profile incoming fast. They're starting to look concerned and in a brittle voice say, "This might be something new, Captain." And new to you, maybe. I know what these are. Although to be fair, they are a huge pain in the ass. Probably gonna have a lot of casualties in this fight, but let's see what happens. Oh shit, I forgot to leave points for myself. Oh well, still see what happens. Seem to be winning. That can change pretty quick. One of the monitors got blasted. Form 1 down. Now for Form 2. This fight is still ongoing, which is fine. The faster they can clean up this guy, the better. one of them totally down. Now the other one. It's not completely down, but close enough. Monitor's getting pounded. And there it goes. Anubis. Damn. We're gonna have to remove some more D-mods. Might be a problem. Seems to be going fine. Just don't overload the shield. Everything will be fantastic. Victory. Alright, lost 3 ships, but nothing big. Did pretty well, I'd say. But a Rift Cascade emitter. Enough is enough. Anyone who cracks another joke about black magic must contribute 10 millicredits to the lab party fund. Memo recovered from Alpha Site Lab Complex. General weapon, large energy mount, 30 ordnance points. Range of 1000, damage of 1500, 231 damage per second, 692 flux per second, 3 flux to damage ratio. Create space-time rifts on impact, where rifts are spawned when a beam is fired at short range. Each rift deals between 750 and 1250 energy damage to nearby targets, with successive rifts dealing more damage. Perfect accuracy, slow turn rate, 6.5 seconds between shots. Sounds dangerous. Rift torpedoes. Synergy slot requires energy. Missile or synergy slot counts as missile for stat modifiers. 2000 range, 6000 damage. It's max ammo of 1, 20 seconds to reload, and a reload size of 1. So, infinite energy or infinite recharge missile launcher. / energy weapon. disintegrators, hybrid type mounts, 3 times 100, 125 damage per second, 250 flux per second. Each shot deals an additional 1000 damage to armor over 10 seconds. Right. The one that burns shit real good. Absolutely obliterates, armor-focused dudes. 14 ordnance points, though. Actually, might use those to replace the phase lances I have on the Doom. Resonator MRM launcher. Anti-shield, medium missile. Shoots 4 at a time. It's max ammo of 8. 10 seconds to reload, reloads 4 at a time. Another missile weapon that doesn't have an upper limit on how many it has. Cryo blaster. If I remember right, this basically plays the same role as the Thumper. But I only found one of those because I want to put one on each of the Anubis classes. Maybe even 2 if it could fit, but I don't think it will. Cryo Flamer. Beam. 5 mini pulsars. Reason I'm taking so long to look at these is, I have played around with some of these weapons once or twice, but I don't quite remember most of them. I remember the shock repeater's pretty good. Another missile launcher. This one's a short-range missile rather than a medium range. Another rift lance. Take all of it. Salvage crews aboard the structure at key points. Or no wait, salvage crews board the structure at key points. Soon reports come in of extensive wear and damage. It is difficult to assess the entire structure in detail, but it is clear that it is not operable in its current state. However, as with most mega-scale domain technology from the late pre-collapse era, the coronal hypershunt features fantastic self-repair capabilities which requires only sufficient resources be made available. I do not have said sufficient resources. Although I can drop them off in batches. Tripad chimes in with a helpful analysis. Brought online, the structure allows a colony within 10 light years to establish one additional industry, provided it has a hypershunt tap installed and can maintain a healthy supply of transplutonics. Ancient schematics in the tripad's memory indicates a particular cargo area to storing these taps, but salvage crews report that it is empty. A Tritachyon would have this information so readily available, and their standard orbital work expert system database gives you just a moment of pause. Go back over there and loot it. Wrong button. No extra weapons. Unfortunate. It's assorted. Might be time to run back over to the colony. Not as big of a distance as I thought it would be. Probably would have worked better on the black hole. Hey, guys are actually running with good chips. Sort of. Who's that? Syndrine Dictac Raiders. And another fleet over there. Let's help these guys out. And this should be easy. Send in up along the penetrator. My ship. Maybe not this guy. Ogma and the monitors. Two monitors and the iridescence. I remembered that one because it's the one with all the flash bombers. This better not be crashing into each other again. Big prize right in the middle. Take out all the small stuff first, baby. It's not like that guy's running anywhere anytime fast. There's more. Never mind that guy. sure he does not move out of the way of all that purple coming his way. Yep, he's toast. Just like this guy. Guess that's the last big target. Basically all of them. Send in those guys. Delayed it by a little bit. See some orange over there. Their big fight. Not a lot of points to go around. This might be tricky. He's first into the mines. bit early to say, but I think I'm killing them faster than they're killing the space station. Everything should be just fine. Probably. Takes care of that guy. See more chaff flying by. Second, I was thinking maybe I would have been better off just sending it in the iridescent again instead, but the defense is too strong. Get middling results either way. At least Doom seems to do pretty good against these Moras. Good thing they don't have an actually good combat ability like Fighter Uplink or something. Just have that damper field. stare at him for long enough. Lost a ship. Of course I did. At least it gives me some of that bonus XP. Spend points, get points, and all that. By the Persian League fleet. Accept the request. The link snaps to life, hailing suspicious fleet operating in non-chartered volume. The League Novark stares officiously at you. This task force acts in the legitimate interest of the Persian League to regulate safe travel and freedom of commerce per interfactional law. Raise his chin a couple degrees. As the apparent representative of a non-league entity and non-signatory to the Persian League Commercial Standards Accord, you are hereby ordered to stand down your weapons. Prepare to be boarded for standard inspection. I might understand if I were part of the League this could be avoided. His eyebrows raise. We need to speak with a prominent representative of the League Council on Kazaron about membership. As a member, of course, you would not be subject to random commerce safety inspections unless exceptional conditions were met. We have real rights, you know, he says. A believer, it appears, unlike some factions. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Really, confederation with the League sure makes sense. Financial sense. A smile actually breaks across the League Navark's face. Had a good feeling about you, Captain. I must apologize for my assertive words. As an independent authority yourself, I'm sure you understand fully the need to stand up to those factions which would trample our rights in the name of some dead empire or backward religion. He gives some hand signal to someone off image. You're free to go, of course. You'll find the shipyards of Kazarin an excellent place to refit and replenish. There's no finer works in the sector if you ask me. Burn bright. I'll welcome you to the League on our next meeting. Hector Kelly. I wonder if I'm gonna run into that guy again. How I leave. Get this shit installed. Currently we have 156% fleet size. Now we have 195. So I've got room for one more industry here. Must have missed the notification that it had grown in size. I forget what I wanted to have installed here. Could have some more heavy industry, could have some refining. Hazard rating at 175%. Of the planets that are currently here, The only other one I wanted colonized was the gas giant and this desert planet. This one's got 125. One's got 175 also. Although the heavy industry probably shouldn't be on the habitable planet. Probably. Apparently that causes pollution. Don't need mining. Heavy industry it is. Ooh, don't cancel. Gonna set up another one of these. In the bad nano forge. Gonna go install those fancy new weapons I just got. Then I'll probably go officially make myself part of the league. I think there's an easy way to get this stability up. Other than just getting rid of the commerce. Already have a mental born there. Actually, maybe it would have been a good idea to put a mining thing on the other planet. Because I do not have any transplutonics at the moment. It would be a pretty small amount overall. And once I get to setting up a fourth industry, I'll set up some mining. Not gonna be for a little while, however. Units of volatiles. Still not enough production to be able to do that. Need at least 9. Disintegrators have a range of 900. I think there's just kind of a regular projectile. I have to get rid of some hull mod to fit the new weapons on, but not sure what to get rid of. Probably the advanced optics. Let's try just slapping that on there and see how it does. Test it out against one of those. Really getting through the shield. But I think it is doing better than it would if it had the other weapon. Thing is a beam, so it could work with the advanced optics. Just have to pick something else to get rid of. Such as the heavy fighters. Leave that at what it was. These do have a heavy mount. I do have expanded magazines on them. Let's try to get silly with this one. Actually, with a weapon like this, I could get rid of the safety overrides. So it would also benefit from the expanded magazines. So try that setup. See if it works. This one's got good point defense, so let's see if it works. Missiles get shut down pretty easy. How about that one? A little bit more durable. If it actually does hit, it's pretty good. Entirely liking the part where it just kind of stays as far away from the enemy as possible, but I guess that's because of its weapons. It's just not using the temporal shell at all as is. It is slowly winning the fight. Sort of. This one's only got mediums. Let's slap a couple of disintegrators on here. Need to get another 4 points if I want 2 of them. Just downgrade the burst point defense lasers. So many choices. Some interesting descriptions on these. The testbed was destroyed. So what? We account for capital and human resource losses in the spec. What matters is we got the results, and no senior researchers were lost. Tell you what, I'll personally oversee the installation of a new cruiser-class shield rig once I'm on site. K. Estrella, recovered from the Calicor archive. You know, no one important was blown up in our super secret weapons research, so everything's perfectly fine. I'm tempted to put the shock repeaters in place of the phase lenses, but then I'd lose out on a whole bunch of range. Could just 2 points there. Shock repeaters here. Give this a test run. See how it does against fighters. Doesn't seem super amazing, but it doesn't miss a single shot. Probably be a lot better on something that it can ignore flares. Alright. I'm gonna put him on there. turn this one into a missile boat. It uses the new missiles. Tried to express my professional frustrations at being asked to deliver results according to the project director's timeline, when given only limited access to the artifact. Damage analysis is not enough. We've wrung everything we can from that dataset. Yes, it is an AM payload, but the delivery system itself? We can continue to debate hyperfield constructs, stable phase patterns, and that paranoid symmetric annihilation theory until the heat death of the universe. Fact remains that it is all pure speculation until we can procure another artifact. Try Tachyon employee number 389-40855. One other rocket weapon, it's a small mount slot. Maybe I stick it on the front, and the other resonator goes on the back. Because if I'm doing that, then I don't really need the integrated targeting module. But then that'll make all the point defense worse. Maybe it's worth it. See what fun stuff I can install. Nav relay's not bad. I do have another one, so it would bring up the total boost to 10%. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I'm gonna keep those linked just because if it's not, then, you know, it's just kind of sitting there not achieving anything. How does it do? It's good old onslaught. Not very well, as it turns out. Really an appreciable difference. Very tempted to try to fit the Rift torpedo on this one. So we'll be able to shoot once every 10 seconds rather than the 20 seconds. But I have to free up 16 points. Points freed up. See how it does. Really should be using a better testing dummy than the Onslaught. Now with that launcher on it, it probably doesn't need the 2 auto pulses. It's just driving up the flux cost. Switch back to that, switch all of these. Regular mining lasers. Not a mining lasers. But there's more. Points. Let's try it again, but against a conquest. On this one. Now what if I send in the donut ship? Seems to be losing. just doesn't seem to have enough total flux capacity to get through the shield. And it's not using the big fancy missile for some reason. Whatever. Happy enough with its role as a sit in the back line and spam missiles at stuff. It'll probably do a good job of it. Very tempted to stick the one of each resonator on the other two Odyssey classes. Just have to find a way to get the points. Need another 4. It seems irresponsible to get rid of all the mining lasers. Maybe I can get away with getting rid of the ones that are right next to Paladin. Surely they won't need it. Now that I'm thinking about it, these types of missiles would probably work pretty good on the Anubis classes. The only thing is, the only slot that it could really work in is the one with the IR auto laser. So I need to free up 7 points in the loadout to make room for it. Not sure if there's 7 points worth of stuff that I'm willing to make room for. Undo it. Run the simulation again with the default loadout just to have a comparison point. Then I'm gonna go look at the Anubis class. So just realized the assault missiles and the anti-shield missiles are on the same weapon system group. Probably shouldn't be like that. So that's the part I want potentially replaced. Also, I was wrong. It's gonna take even more points. So it's gonna have to be on one of the front mounts. Does mean getting rid of one of the thumpers. I'll give it a shot, see what it does. Seems pretty flux efficient. I think this would make it better at dealing with, you know, stuff with big shields. But against, or in a situation like this, it just kind of hurts it because there's less damage output because you're missing the thumper. Let's try Cryoblaster. Definitely got damage output. It's like it could be better. Disintegrator. stop shooting the shield and actually get around it. Now it's starting to do some damage. It's an idea. Put the thumper back on. Wherever it is. Try to slot in disintegrator. Oh, I can't. Well, so much for that idea. Thinking replace this with a disintegrator, it gets rid of the armor, the thumpers do full damage because there's no armor, and then I'll have a whole lot of damage. But it was not meant to be. Whereas ballistic energy or hybrid slot counts as energy for stat modifiers. So it wait. Why doesn't it fit in this one? This is an energy slot. Oh, not sure why, but it won't let me. The rift beam could be neat. It is a point defense weapon. Sure looks neat. It doesn't do all that amazing against armor, but it is basically just an upgrade over what it previously had, so I think I'm gonna leave it there. Oh, I could go crazy and upgrade it to the Rift Cascade emitter. Maybe stick that one on a bigger ship. I see a frog in the chat. How you doing, Scholarly Frog? Just playing with some new weapons. Your fabled early day off. Gotta like those. Wondering what the new weapon is. It's the one that's making those weirdo void fireworks, for lack of a better term. Seems to be working good. Something like this would probably cleave like those pirate fleets I keep running into in the tiny pieces. Probably. Create space-time rifts on impact, where rifts are spawned when a beam is fired at short range. Each rift deals between 750 to 1250 energy damage to nearby targets. Splash damage. More of it the closer they are to the target. Which I wonder if it can self-damage with that. That might be an issue. Right, leave that one as is. How about this one? Don't have any other big new weapons. I've got nothing for the regular energy slot at all. Still have those two resonator missiles. It's not good for the fabric of reality, but it is good for helping me win fights. And that's what matters, I guess. Probably put something better than these ion beams here. I could, but that would require effort to fit them on, and I'm not sure if it's the best use of it. Don't really want to fuck too much with some of these loadouts because, hey, they're working as is. If I changed them, they might stop working. Maybe I changed these ones because I've been complaining about how they've performed. Stick a disintegrator in the forward-facing slot, but I can't put him in the turret slots. Which is kinda weird. It's time to get rid of the safety overrides. Swore I had some kind of small energy weapon slot. New one. But I don't see it. Is it a medium? Or no, wait. The mini pulsar. Oh wait, why can it go in this slot but it can't go in the other one? I don't get it. These are anti-shield weapons. Which means these should probably be upgraded to some kind of point defense. Heavy burst lasers. Those are reliable. Stick a resonator in there. Not sure what to use in place of the antimatter blasters. It's not any good with missiles. Maybe just IR pulse lasers. Could give it the second resonator. That's probably a half-decent idea. Mini pulsars, IR pulse lasers, 2 resonators. Some hardened shields. Or an integrated targeting module. Probably that one. See how that works. work. Okay, maybe it doesn't work quite as well as I thought. Sure, this thing would kick the absolute shit out of smaller ships, but against bigger ships, I mean, I guess it's not dying. That's one upside. Keep the mini pulsars for something else. Stows back the burst lasers. Still tempted with the disintegrator. $250 flux a second. It's more than an ion beam. Little bit more than a full-size pulse laser. Go with good old gravitons. Kind of expensive, but I'm doing it. See if this is any better. I like the constant pressure it can keep up with just the missiles. I feel like the rest of the loadout could be improved in some way. Just don't know what. That being said, this thing doesn't have to be good with duels, it just has to be good supporting a fleet. I think it achieves that. Can't say for sure. can think of one change to make immediately, and that is put both of these in the same group. Yeah, that's one kind of tactic I was thinking. Another thing is my flagship does a really good job of fucking up anything that's distracted, and this thing would work as a pretty darn good distraction. Maybe I get rid of the integrated targeting module and I put some hardened shields on it. While I'm at it, maybe I give this one a name. I'm gonna call it the SS Turkey. Not gonna change anything on the Bifrost, just because I'm feeling lazy. Do have the hop along, I can make some changes too. But what changes? Think of the new weapons I have. The only ones remaining are, I think, the 2 shock repeaters, which are small energy weapons, which won't slot anywhere into this, unless if I replace the heavy burst laser. Actually, you know what? It might be funny. Or no, wait, it can only go down to medium size. Oh, never mind. Just the one riff lance here. Shock repeaters there. Also have the antimatter short range missile. Which I could stick right there. Which I will. You don't need to be this specific with the firing groups, but I am. Alright, now it's even better. Tempting. But I did say I wasn't going to change it, so I'm not going to. None of the weapons I got fit the big slots. They do fit in the mediums. whole lot less point defense on these now, but maybe it's worth it. Disintegrators have a range of 900. Definitely hidden from there. You can tell because there's some weird space-time bullshit going on. Go ahead and say that one's working properly. Vaguely remember, ballistic rangefinder has some unique shit going on with hybrid weapons. Although the range cap is 900, so I don't think it does anything. Yeah, wouldn't do anything for disintegrators anyways. Alright. It's enough friggin' around with that. Let's get back to actually running shit. To delete these guys by a little bit. We'll be here in about 2 months. Or I can escalate the crisis and just deal with it right now. 7 story points. And now I still had to go to Kazaron. Start by selling all this stuff I don't need. Yeah, I had to go install this thingamajig over there. Sure hope there's no AI uprising. Otherwise they're gonna have a really good base of operations once they take it from me. Some more bullshit is afoot over there. Go test out some of the new stuff. It's just a recap. That guy's got a rift beam. This guy also has a rift beam. That guy's got the big spooky missile. And that guy's got the small, not quite as spooky missiles, but that shoots a lot more of them. Absolutely obliterated that guy. He needs to stop being so scared of going in. It's having a negative effect on his performance. Actually, I know one way we can fix that. I got lit the fuck up. Alright. I had to find out exactly how much blood they want to extract from me in exchange for being part of the League. It'll totally be worth it. Comms connects instantly, forwarding your link to a holding pattern. After a minute, an excruciatingly perfect-looking secretary answers. Officer or Office of Jens Hanan. How may I assist you? I have a business with him. Of course, Walter Hygia. One moment, please. Secretary switches your link back to a holding pattern, the crest of the office of Prime Demarchon entwined with that of Jens Hanan. Probably not pronouncing most of those words correctly. After a few minutes, Renard Hanan himself appears before you. He regards you with a casual regality. Walter, he says, welcome to Kazarin. I'd like to talk to you about joining the League. Looks at you approvingly. The details are endless, but you need only be concerned with the highest level of the arrangement. It is not complex. Go on. Explains that you must hold a League commission and pay 20% of gross colony income in dues. In turn, Persian League will provide you with a political protection from the sort of meddling major factions used to bully minor polities. Hegemony and AI inspections, for instance. You will benefit from various League development programs for new member polities, which should increase colony accessibility by around 10%. Provide the Leagues with dues and commercial access, and you will be free to run your affairs as you wish, he concludes. Barring certain extremes which would embarrass the League, naturally. Gives you a look of self-aware pedantry. But any leader with sense knows how to keep their internal affairs internal. Well, already commissioned with the League, he says approvingly. That would do much to ease the membership process. Do like the increased accessibility, but 20% is gonna end up being more and more and more of the big sum of credits I could be having for myself. Try to negotiate. Explain that your main objection is the cost of the membership dues. Paying for league membership is simply won't do. As you speak, Renard's face is a display of muted conflict between skepticism and impatience. This is going to take some industrial grade convincing. Get the weird feeling that bribery is not gonna work. At least not in the long run. I'll just accept the terms. As Prime Demarchon, I attest that the Spider meets the membership requirements set out by the Constitution of the Persian League. As the lead executive, your personal authorization of petition for membership is provisionally recognized and passed. Makes a conciliatory gesture. The council must officially vote approval, of course, but I shall see to that formally, or see to that formality. Let me be the first then to welcome you to the Persian League, Walter. Together we will build a worthy future for the Persian sector and one day the galaxy itself. Smiles wildly, flashing perfect teeth. Nearly. His canines are slightly more prominent than ideal. An affectation of style, surely. And now I am losing 73k per month. Great. Doesn't put me in the negative, does it? It shouldn't. But it does basically cut my profits in half. Okay, maybe less than half, but still. That means the only beef I have remaining is with the Sidrian Diktat and the pirates. Guess that means I can go back to exploring. Which way do I want to try? Maybe go to the areas with the warding beacons. Was not prepared the first time, but I am now. Definitely prepared. Oh hey, got a new border. Hegemony Mercantile Convoy decided to become very inconvenient to me. A fatal mistake. Or he can just do that. Whatever. I don't care. I'm not mad. Definitely not mad. Some dude over there. It's worth a lot of money. No other bounties nearby. Hiding out near a volcanic world in a system with a supergiant primary star. It's one of those two. Should be good for a little while. It's not over at this planet, so it must be at the other one. The flow amount of ships on my side. We should be able to handle it. Just get a double or a triple? Looks like a double. should have 3 of those big dudes, and they've only got 1 right there. Just out of range. Oh, annoying. He's toast. There's the next one. Thought I lost it for a second there. Declare victory. Nearby bounties. Right, so now we get to exploring the places we probably shouldn't be. That is exactly where all the good is gonna be. There's construction looming. Have we built? Nearly increased in size for this planet. Oh no, wait, that's just because of the surplus. I think. Me selling all that shit to the open market. Yep, that's Remnant. I'd have to deal with that very quickly. I'll sit this one out. Send in both of those. And this one. Absolutely obliterating the smaller ones. That guy's dangerous. That guy's gonna be even more dangerous. Maybe I send in some backup. Yeah, he's taking damage. Lots of damage. And now he's dead. Shit, I better get in there. We're a class down. Got that guy there to worry about. I realize how outnumbered I was. Probably should have played this pretty differently. Big bad down. I've got to go worry about that one. And I'm sure Hopalong's gonna be perfectly fine in that hopelessly outnumbered scenario over there. It is dead as hell. No, they're flinging him at me. fucker over here really needs to go away. That's enough to kill him. Sure is. Yep, Hopalong is still doing perfectly fine. Same cannot be said of wherever that other monitor went. Oh, finally time to go back up the Hopalong. Launch everything is a pretty good move. They can stop half your missiles, and they probably can't stop all your missiles, if you're doing it right. Some more mine charges. Boom. Missing that one last guy. Any second now. There we go. Definitely disappointed by how many losses happened there, but whatever, we got the job done. Comes another one. Imagine your crewmen yelling, "We hit a rift in time," and yelling back, "There wasn't one a minute ago," and they look at you puzzled and remind you it's always been there. Yeah, time travel do be that way. Don't go back in the past, you'll find out you've already done it. Or which, I guess in that case, maybe do go back to the past, otherwise things might get fucky. I don't know, it's time travel. Shit don't make sense. I think I'll bring the Pegasus into this one. Those, the Flash Bomber. Let's see how this does. Probably not be a bad idea to just tell them all to capture this one and stay right there. No splitting off, getting chased all the way down into Africa, like happened last time. That technically count as a maneuver kill. Probably not. So ouchie. Get the feeling this might get stupid very shortly. I'd say that qualifies as stupid, even though I won. There goes the front of my ship. And most of my hull. Good thing I'm indestructible. I need the fighter backup. I get the feeling that guy's going down and this guy's going down. Prepare for casualties. Damn it. This might be a quick load kind of situation. Maybe telling them to stay on the point was a horrible mistake. We just got surrounded and slapped silly. Lost 2 big ships, 2 small ships, and a carrier. 1,200 crew. That ain't good. Half tempted to just kinda ditch this thing. Rarely ever use it, and when I do, it seems to die every time. On the other hand, it was expensive, so I kinda want to keep it. Getting rid of it opens up a new slot for something new. Nexus over there. Some more Ordos floating about. No planets here. Or is there? Ah, there is one. Just buried underneath all the remnant dudes over there. Have to wait a while for all this shit to get fixed up. Probably have enough that I could fight one of those groups. Not two. longer I wait, the more of them show up. Phantom class transport. What? I think I want it. Need to replace the old raiding ships anyway. Make room for the new ones. So, did I read that name right? The not great, not terrible. Funny. Give it a 3.6 out of 5. Oh hey, a good planet. What a funk. Presence of a quantity of heavy machinery. Not all the Ordos are somewhere over there. I could go just take out the Nexus. Though I think what I'd want to take it on would be the Conquest, a couple of the Odysseys, and then the Iridescent. I could probably go to. Can leave the Conquest out and just bring the 3 Odysseys. That'll probably work. It out with some monitors. A lot of enemy ships over there. By that I mean fighter ships. Just gonna hide behind this guy. Close enough. still got plenty of point defense, but they lost a lot of their big weapons. God damn. Thing is spectacular. Most of it's fucked up, but it still got a shitload of PD lasers. Those claw drones go down like nothing. One more component. There we go. The Space Dorito is no more. Or at least this one isn't. There's probably like a few million more out there. Give or take. Alright, so all those leads are probably running right the hell over here right now. Time to leave. Or maybe they're not. I could probably take that guy on. Leave this up to the guys. They should have it. Maybe I actually try giving out some orders for once. Take those guys out. You have to stop getting distracted by that thing. Or just do what you want. I think the guys over here have it handled anyways. As long as this dude keeps futzing around with the Anubis classes, those guys can get away from it pretty easily. As long as they're not overloaded. And that weapon's good. So that guy's hopelessly outnumbered. That dude's dead. The looming class and the monitor are just, you know, doing their thing. It's like a disco ball. Alright, much better than the last fight. Against the Remnant Ordos, that is. I'm not sure why we took so many casualties the first couple fights. Alright, so that's this spot done. Next one is over there. Plenty of fuel. Reasonable amount of supplies. The one thing I am out of is time for today. Well, for right now. We'll be back later tonight, and I think I am gonna be playing some Pacific Drive this time. Yep, very flashy, very fun, very missile. Especially missile. Anyways, let me see if there is anyone I can go and raid on Twitch. Oh, there is. Certain Mr. Maniacal Incorporated is playing something called Of Life and Land. You can see what that's all about. Raid is starting up. And, guess I'll do the usual outro. Thank you for watching, and see ya. Oh, and one last thing. Thanks again to Scholarly Frog for hanging out. Always appreciated. Anyway, goodbye now.